Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another Monday mix. Now today is the 23rd of September, but before we get into the main part of the video, just like to start off with just in case you've missed it. Now the next change checker swap is to take place on the weekend of the 19th and 20th of October at the Cardiff Comic Con. Now what is a bit unusual is that they're going to be offering 8 coins apparently. There's the Star Wars duos, so you've got C3PO and R2D2, Han Solo and Chewbacca, Luke and Princess Leia, and Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. And there's going to be the 4 Star Wars vehicles as well. So you've got the X-Wing, the TIE Fighter, the Death Star 2 and the Millennium Falcon. So they're quite old coins as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why they haven't used the new Gruffalo that's just come out, but never mind. Alright, we're going to some things that I've actually been buying. As you know, I bought a little bit of silver last week. I've got some this week as well, as you can tell by the thumbnail. But before we get into that, firstly, I did get this. So this is another 1953 penny. Now, as you probably saw previously, I did buy one, but I needed a second one for the obverse, and I think this one cost me £4.20 as well. I think I got it from the same seller, if I remember rightly. So that will fill another gap. It doesn't actually fill the album, which I've got to hand here, 1930 to 66, because we still need that 49, 50 or 51 coin to fill the obverse, but I think it's probably going to be the 49, so that will be going in to there for the obverse for the penny. So I'll just move that to one side. Now, as well as that, there was an auction, well, there was 2 auctions for the same penny, different sellers, that I was also interested in. I put a bid in on both. This was the first one. And as you can see, it is a 1919 KN. So they can be pretty hard to get hold of. Mintage of 683,600, and I got this for £4.20 as well. Totally forgot about the second auction, which it turned out I won that as well. Different seller, same coin. Whoop. Same coin, 1919 KN. So now I've got 2. And got that for exactly the same price. So all 3, £4.20 each. As well as that, put a nice little bid in for a striker one, which I don't have. And I won that auction as well. So the bid that I won with was £30.05, which is about average, but I have seen some of these going for sort of 50 plus. And it is the 2018 variety of the Isaac Newton. Now, strangely, there was this coin was also a striker one in 2017 as well. And the 2017 striker ones had a lower mintage than the 2018s. In 2017 it was 4,198 and 19,928 for the 2018 versions. Now the striker ones on the actual Royal Mint website does state the figures being 4957 and 20,826, but I got a Freedom of Information Act through when I asked for all the striker one mintages, and it was up to and including 2022, and so those figures I initially mentioned are the correct ones. So the striker one ran from the 16th of October 17 to 31st of December 17 for the 2017, and this one ran from the 1st of January 18 to the 18th of March 18. So something I needed to add. So I was quite happy with that price. Like I say, I did put a bid in for £30 and 5p, and I was quite lucky that I wanted to buy 5p because somebody put in for £30. Now there was also another auction, and I was the only bidder apparently. So I got this for £8, and this is silver sixpence, 0.925, from the reign of George III. So my winning bid was £8. That's how much they were asking for. That's what the starting price was. And you've got the quartered shield there. You've got the 3 lines and top left and bottom right. You've got the Irish harp there, and the lion rampant of Scotland in the top right. And the legend around the outside is Latin for shame on those who think ill of it. I've noticed that these old coins don't seem to have denominations on them. Mintage wise, it was 10,921,600, but that included the 1817 sixpence as well. So I don't know what the individual years were. Now the obverse was done by Benedetto Pastrucci, and the reverse was done by Thomas Wyan the Younger. So a nice little bit of silver to add. Now I know some of you still like the little bits of trivia section. So on this day in 1969, the film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid premiered, starring Robert Redford, Paul Newman and Catherine Ross. On this day in 1846, the planet Neptune was first observed by Johann Gottfried Galle using a telescope, although the planet had been predicted to exist well before that. And births-wise, well, celebrating his 75th birthday today and born in the USA in 1949 was the boss, Bruce Springsteen. See what I did there? Born in the USA. Who, along with his E Street Band, he had a string of hits which included Born to Run, I'm on Fire and Tougher Than the Rest. Now the number one single, and this year we're going to go back to 1992, and it was Naughty Naughty, Very Naughty. That was The Shaman and Ebenezer Good. The first week at number 1 in a 4-week run at the top. So partway through it, it does ask, it does usually say, have you got any salmon? And I certainly have. I picked this up in one of the hunts I did not so long back. I think salmon means a different thing. But it's a nice segue for Ebenezer Good, because we're going to do a bit of a spotlight on, and we're going to be doing the Charles Dickens coin from 2012. Now this celebrated 200 years since his birth. The engraver was done by Matthew Dent. Mintage of 8,190,000. The BU version had a mintage of 100,486 and proof of 25,077. It's also done in silver and gold proof and silver Piedfort. But obviously I've done the Ebenezer bit because we've got the Christmas Carol in amongst that. You can see that. And Paul at Coin Patrol did a little video on all the books that made up his silhouette. I might put a link to that in the top right hand corner if you haven't already seen that. So that's the UL one for 2012, which we tend to find a lot in our hunts. When you say the 2012 version, you hope that it is going to be a real handover. But as well as that, in 2020 there was 3 Christmas coins issued by the Isle of Man that also had the Christmas Carol theme on it by Charles Dickens. This one is the ghost of Christmas present, Santa in his sleigh, and Scrooge on the right hand side. Now I did find somewhere that the mintage of the coin was 3000. That's the Geordie Clark portrait of Queen Elizabeth. I have no idea who the reverse designer was. I should really have found that out. This is the second of the coins. So again, you've got Scrooge in the middle, and you've got the Ghost of Christmas Past and the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Again, mintage of 3000. Last but not least, we've got Scrooge carrying Tiny Tim, and again a mintage of 3000. Now the last thing I'm going to show you this week is another eBay auction purchase that I managed to get. In total, including postage, it cost me £76.64. Yes, I know it sounds a lot, but bear with us. I was able to use the PayPal Pay in 3 instalments, so I've paid £25 odd for the first one, and then obviously there's going to be another one in October, and the final one in November. So what is it that I actually won the purchase of? Well, I managed to get my hands on some silver shillings. So this is the first one from the year 1900. So it's a reign of Queen Victoria. The design was done by Thomas Brock on the obverse, and the reverse was done by Edward Pointer. So 0.925 silver for that one. In addition, I got a 1901. Again, exactly the same. 0.925 silver. And then there was these included. Not including the album, because I already had the album. But it was the rest of the years from 1900 up to 1936. So I've already shown you the two from Queen Victoria. So I've got 1902, 1903, 1904, 1905, which, as you can see, that is the rarest of them. 488,390, so it's only just about 3,000 more than the Northern Ireland Commonwealth £2 coin. And on New Mister, it's saying that in very good condition, it's worth about £39. 1906, 1907, 08, 9 and 10. Then we move up here. Now that obverse there, I've had to put in at 1926. I'll come to that in a second. 1911, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. In 1919. Now that was the last year where it was 0.925 silver, and from then on it was 0.5 silver up until 1946. So all of these I'm now going to show you are 0.5 silver. It is 1923. I know it is a bit worn, that one. 1926. Now, in 1926, there was actually two varieties, and it was both on the obverse. Now, I don't know whether I'll be able to show you here. I might have to put a little photograph in, but if I can get this coin out, I don't know how much I can zoom in, but you can see the sort of teeth around the outside. Now the first version did have like little beads instead, and the modified version had the teeth. Now I thought that both the 1926s that I got were going to be one of each design, but it turns out they're both exactly the modified effigy. So that's why I've put that one up there. But in fact there wouldn't have been another space for the 26 because I've only got the 1 year. So moving on, 1927. Now again there's two types, because you've got that one there where you've got the date either side of the crown. So there was a 1927 with exactly the same, and the 1928 variety, 1927 variety has the date in the legend round the coin. And we've got 1928, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 and 36, which does have George V on the obverse, but it was actually, as you can see there, was issued during the reign of Edward. So like I say, if you work out, it's going to be less than £2 a coin. So the way I've worked it out is 20 of the 0.925 silver. If you multiply that by 5.66 grams, that's the weight of each coin. That comes to 113.2 grams. Multiply that by 0.925, which is the silver content, and you get 104.71 grams. Similarly, with the half silver, there was 19 of those. You multiply that by 5.66 grams, comes to 107.54 grams, and then multiply that by 0.5 silver content, and you get 53.77 grams. So those two figures together come to 158.48 grams of silver content. Now, the last time I looked, silver was worth about 75 pence per gram. So if we multiply that 158.48 by 75p, it comes to £118.86. So £118.86 worth of silver scrappage, I suppose you could call it. So like I say, I think I've done quite well there in getting those for just the 70 odd pound. Right, and just as a bit of a background for you, the shillings first came into effect round about the early 1500s during the reign of Henry VII. Had a weight of around 9 grams. Early shillings were actually known as testoons, and they were hammered coins in pure silver. They proved to be not very popular, and were discontinued after just a few years, until 42 years later when a testoon was issued in the name of Henry VIII, with the silver content gradually debased, because it went down from sort of 0.9 and 0.6, 0.3. The weight at the time was about 7.68 grams, but a diameter of 31 millimetres, so that's just slightly larger than our old style 50 pences. Now the testoon replaced during the reign of Edward VI, Henry's son, with a higher silver content, but it was actually smaller in size and weight. That was around about 1549. But in the 1550s, 0.929 fine silver, it weighed 6.2 grams, but the coin was made larger to 32 millimetres. Now the first milled coin that I could actually find was between 1560 to 1561 in the reign of Elizabeth I. It was 29 millimetres in diameter, 6 grams, with 0.925 silver. So there's a little bit of history for you as well. So let us know what you think about the purchases. Like I said, I'm quite chuffed with that. Obviously I'll need to find an obverse for one of those at some point, and I know there's a few little coin shops knocking about, so I might pick one of those up for fairly reasonable price. Now I did have the option of actually putting them into this shillings album I got from Cambridgeshire Coins, but it only starts at 1925, so I would have been left with sort of quite a few coins unable to be filled. I've already got a 1935 there, and a few silver contents. There's quite a few empty spaces. And then of course we've got from 1947 onwards, it was just the Cuba nickel, but I do have all the others. So we've got different types there. We've got the seated lion, Scotland, with the sword and sceptre in either paw, and then the little shields underneath the 19 you've got the saltire, and under 48 you've got the emblem of Scotland, the thistle. Then the English version you've got the lion passant on top of a crown. That lasted up until, got some nice ones there, that's 51, it's pretty decent. That lasted up until the reign of Queen Elizabeth, when it was changed to the 3 lions on the shield and the lion rampant of the Scotland one. Very nice. So until the next time, thank you for watching, keep on hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.